keep trying on my laptop, and if it doesn't work, then I will just try by phone the way I've done, only audio.
Well, is there anything that you've done on your
session. Vice Chairman Covet.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I move to adjourn the August 18th meeting.
Second. Carlisle.
Thank you, Councilman Carlisle. It has been moved by the Vice Chairman Covet and seconded by Councilman Carlisle. Do we have any unfinished business for our August 18th agenda? Madam Comptroller, I see no one in our queue. I'm looking carefully. The August 18th meeting of the City Council is hereby adjourned without objection. Sergeant at Arms, please call our September 1st, 2020 council meeting to order.
Oh, yes. This honorable council of the city of Memphis is hereby called to order for the transaction of business pursuant to adjournment.
I would like to recognize our chaplain for the day, Reverend Jamuel Johnson at North Hopewell Baptist Church. He was invited by Councilwoman Johnson. He will provide the prayer on today. Reverend Johnson, please lead us in prayer.
Let us pray. God of grace and love, who still demonstrates even in these unsettling times goodness and mercy toward us, we thank you for the opportunity to come before you with contriteness of heart to seek your wisdom, the governance of so great a people in this city, this county, this nation. Grant us your forever presence that we may experience your peace that assuages our anxieties, your provision that meets the needs of your people, your power that gives us strength for the days ahead, your protection that watches over us, our children, our families, our many neighbors. Merciful God, watch over our teachers, the students, first responders, and our caregivers, and bring comfort to those that have suffered loss. Father, teach us more of what we are capable of doing through the example set by your Son, Jesus. Reveal to us what your will is for our lives and this community, and what you would want of us this day. Teach us how to continuously align ourselves to the plan you have designed for us and this city. Strengthen us in your strength where we're weak, cover us in your grace where we err out of ignorance, and perpetually release the fullness of your joy into our hearts, that we may be living examples of your peace without partiality. Thank you for the diverseness that empowers us as a collective. And we ask all this in your Son's name, Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Johnson, for praying for us. And we really appreciate your presence and you praying for the wisdom of God in our lives. Councilwoman Johnson.
I too would like to thank Reverend Johnson for coming today and uplifting us with those words of wisdom and keeping especially the children and the parents and the teachers in mind with his prayer today. That is so important because everything is focused on what the future will bring, and those will be the children that we're working with today. Again, Reverend Johnson, thank you for coming. May the grace of God be upon you as well. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councilman Canale, will you please recite the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Madam Comptroller, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canale,
Here.
Carlisle,
Here.
Vice Chairman Covet,
Here.
Easter Thomas, Ford,
Present.
Johnson,
Present.
Jones,
Here.
Logan,
Present.
Morgan,
Here.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Present.
Warren,
Present.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Present.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Who has read the minutes of our previous meeting?
I have, Madam Chairman, colleagues, I reviewed our meeting minutes from August 18th, 2020, find them to be in order and move their adoption.
Second, Finale.
Thank you. Madam Comptroller, I don't see anyone in the queue. Please conduct a roll call vote for the minutes of the August 18, 2020 meeting.
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Colvett,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye, that motion passes. Thank you. Welcome to
Madam
the
Chair.
Yes,
Can we take a moment of silence for Officer Bobby Montgomery, 17-year veteran of the MPD, lost his life to COVID-19 a couple weeks ago?
yes, sir. Let's take a moment of silence. Thank you. Welcome to the September 1st, 2020 regular meeting of the Memphis City Council, which is being conducted electronically pursuant to notice due to the COVID-19 emergency. Without objection, the notice of the meeting will be included in the minutes of this meeting. A notice of meeting was placed on the City Council web page regarding how the public may electronically access the meeting and/or a recording of the meeting, and how to provide written comments concerning any agenda item or any other matter prior to this meeting. Public comments were to be submitted to the Memphis City Council 24 hours prior to today's meeting. Vice Chairman Covet will read those comments at the appropriate time. He will only read those comments that included the requisite information, which was the person's name and address. Incomplete comments or those received late will be sent to the council records and placed in the file. Items number 1 and 17 will be held for 2 weeks. Are there any other items to be held or dropped? Hearing none, let's move to the public hearing of planning and zoning. Madam Comptroller, will you please call item number 2?
Item number 2 is an ordinance rezoning certain parcels adjacent to Lamar between Bellevue and Prescott in the commercial mixed-use 3 district. Up for third and final reading, this ordinance is sponsored by the Office of Planning and Development. It was held from August 18th. The case number is Z20-04, ordinance number 5757.
Thank you.
Move
Vice
it.
Chairman.
Swearingen, move it.
Thank you. Vice Chairman Covet.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. This case was heard in committee. It did receive no recommendation. Council Lady Swearingen has moved it. I of course, will second it. A reminder to everyone how we're going to roll on this. This is Z 20-04. I have one person in opposition plus a letter in opposition. That means one person, 2 minutes that side, 2 minutes on the applicant's side. But since we didn't, and then I'll read the letters, then we'll council debate. But since we did not have a chance to ask Josh questions on the presentation, colleagues, are there any questions of staff on their presentation we heard in committee? All right, I see no one in the queue. Applicant applicant Ashley Cash, are you with us?
Yes.
Ashley, can I go ahead and get your name and address, and I'll start your 2 minutes from there.
Yes, name is Ashley Cash. I'm the administrator of the Office of Comprehensive Planning. Address is 125 North Main, Suite 468. I apologize. Do y'all need my home address?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, wonderful. It is 110 Plantation Woods Cove, Cordova, Tennessee 38018.
Your 2 minutes starts.
Okay, thank you. So this comprehensive rezoning is in response to the moratorium that was approved by council in February of 2018. The goals of the rezoning was to address the abundance of auto-related uses that have saturated the Lamar corridor. The proposed rezoning before you is consistent what was brought before the full council earlier in this year. It aims to support development with more compatible uses for the surrounding communities. This request was approved with no opposition at Lanes Control Board in May of 2020, and property owners were provided with notice. Our office contacted surrounding neighborhood groups and associations and received 2 letters of support, one from Glenview Neighborhood, another from MidtownMemphis.org. And with that, I can reserve the remaining time for any questions or responses.
Outstanding, thank you. You have 1 minute remaining. Now to the opposition. Mr. Kumar, are you on the line?
Yes.
All right, may I have your name, your home address, and then we'll start your 2 minute clock.
So my name is Neeraj Kumar. My home address is 9000 Forest Hill, Arene Cove, Germantown, Tennessee. And I'm here representing my client, Jatin Kumar, who has a property at 2896 Lamar Avenue.
All right, please share.
Okay, so we are in support of this proposal. However, we have been working on the project. It's a mini storage facility for over a year. Right now, these drawings are with the code enforcement under review. And this new zoning will prohibit him from doing, with this proposal of doing the mini storage. He has a vision to do this, a very nice quality mini storage facility, which will have a very attractive facade from the Lamar Avenue, as well as a nice landscaping in front of the property. We are requesting that although if the proposal goes through, we should be allowed to proceed with our proposal of doing the mini storage facility. And we are in support of the proposal. I believe it's a good proposal for the area. However, it's also going to prohibit us for what we have been trying to do for almost a year. So we are requesting that we should be allowed to proceed with our proposal, which is under review right now with the Memphis and Shelby County Code Enforcement.
All right, thank you, sir. I see that you have 41 seconds left. We'll go into rebuttal. Ms. Cash, you have 1 minute.
So in the proposed rezoning, we are recommending rezoning several parcels to several parcels from CMU 3 to CMU 1. With that, it's my understanding self-service or mini storage would not be a permitted use in that case. And we've done this to be consistent with other parcels along the corridor, also to support more uses and improve the diversity of the economic conditions of the corridor. With that, Mr. Whitehead, did you have anything you wanted to share about the vested right that the property owner might have for his parcel?
Yes, and Ms. Hyman, if you could share my screen, I have a map that may be helpful with regard to this conversation. Mr. Chairman, Josh Whitehead, the zoning administrator with the Division of Planning and Development, and the issue that Ms. Cash raised was vested rights. When does a person's right in more lenient zoning regulations vest and allow the property owner to proceed as compared to the newer regulation? Mr. Chairman, if you can see the map on my screen, and the answer to that vested rights question is when a site plan or a building permit is issued. So no rights have vested with Mr. Kumar's client. But more importantly, I have highlighted in cyan or turquoise the property in question. The significance of this map is, Mr. Chairman, if you note the red boundary, there's our zoning map uses the color red to differentiate between zoning districts. Only half or maybe a little less of this property is zoned CMU1. The balance is zoned residential. So I would believe that Mr. Kumar's client would have to file some sort of zoning request, like a plan development, under today's regime or under the regime that would be in place, assuming the city council downzones this to CMU 1. So I don't believe vesting or not, any of those plans would change, unless, of course, Mr. Kumar's request would just involve that westernmost portion, in which case it would be one of the smaller self-storage facilities that I'm aware of in the city.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Whitehead. Ms. Cash, you have 20 seconds remaining. Would you like to share anything else?
No, I appreciate your time in hearing this item, and I have no further comments at this time.
Thank you. That concludes the applicant's comments. Go back to the opposition for 41 seconds. Mr. Kumar, do you have any further comments or do you have questions of staff?
So what I understood from Mr. Whitehead's presentation is that half of the property is zoned for CMU3 and half is for residential. So in any case, we have to go for PD application. My only request would be, since we have been working on this project for so long and our drawings are with code enforcement right now under review, there should be a special consideration for for approving or reviewing or approving our application when we submit our PD application with the Office of Planning and Development.
Thank you very much. That concludes applicant in opposition. I'll read our letter on this case. This is from J. Kumar, 2996 Lamar. It says, hello, my name is Jay Kumar. My wife is the owner of 2996 Lamar. Both of us did not hear about the first and second city council hearings concerning rezoning. My wife, Poonam Dimple Kumar, has plans to build a storage facility on the property. She acquired this property 12 years ago to build this facility. I own the hotel next door that we developed in 2018. Plans have already been drawn for this facility, and the new zoning will not allow us to develop according to plans. We're not against the rezoning of other areas of Lamar, but we do not want our property rezoned to CMU1. We just want to finish our development that we dreamed of so long ago. We hope you will consider this and give us a chance to speak. Thank you. That concludes our letter. Now we go to council members, and I see Council Lady Swearingen, you're in the queue. You're recognized.
Thank you very kindly. I heard the discussion of Glenview being in support of Lamar not being rezoned. I've had meetings with the Glenview community. In fact, they're one of the ones that initiated having this moratorium. There's a terrible, I don't know if it's a car wash or they do cars and they sell cars at Willette and Lamar. That's quite delightful. As you travel further, there are several tire shops near Seattle and Lamar, where Payne's Barbecue is. I think there are two right across the street from one another. So this has been an eyesore. I know Mr. Kumar has that hotel on Lamar. There were many that were anti the hotel, but I think we're trying to lean more towards a vibrant street and a vibrant community. And the neighbors, as well as the business people, John Zena and I took a long drive from Bellevue to Winchester. We even sat in and we spoke with some of the community people, the business people in the area. We have a performing arts center that's opening up on Labor Day. Dr. Greer and his crew, they have various specialists. He's purchased that entire block. In fact, it's close to the hotel where they're going to have doctors and clinics and everything for the community to go to. That's more what we're leaning towards. They wanted to build a truck stop on the corner of Prescott and Lamar. The neighbors in the Cherokee area, I had the attorney for the truck stop go and visit with the Cherokee Neighborhood Association, and they said by all means, no. People just want to see some vibrance in the community. And I think a storage place is not the direction to go. And I would like for us to abide by the recommendation from Planning and Zoning and changing those CMU3s to CMU1s. Thank you very kindly, Chair.
Thank you very much. Councilman Warren, you're recognized.
Yes, thank you, Councilwoman Swearingen. My comments were before what I was thinking was before I listened to you. I just know that in my neighborhood, you need storage units. I don't know how many storage units are in that neighborhood, but even if the neighborhood decided they wanted a storage unit, there's a big community right on that back part that's zoned residential. I don't really see how this could go forward unless people in that residential area back there said, we really need a storage unit. Can you put one in our neighborhood? So that was my only comment. And after listening to Councilwoman Swearingen, I'm afraid that perhaps that's not a viable alternative. She's talked to more people there. I really like this idea of making them more of a vibrant business community that's backing right up into the university district. And I think it's a very important thing to do. I support this resolution, and I'm afraid unless there are changes in the community, I doubt that storage facility is going to be a viable option for the Kumars.
Thank you, Councilman Warren. Chair Lady Robinson, you're recognized.
Thank you. I want to share that I share Lamar Avenue with Councilwoman Swearingen, and I support her wholeheartedly. I ask that council members vote no for this application because it does not fit the plan that we have for Lamar Avenue. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Lady. Council Lady Johnson, you're recognized.
Thank you so much for being recognized. I guess I have some questions for Josh Whitehead, please. In determining that the storage facility was not appropriate, what about the storage facility is not in line with the 3.0 plan? Tell me what about a storage facility takes away from the setting that you're working on? Tell me how.
Well, Councilwoman Johnson, I'll answer that question, but the specific issue we looked at with regard to Lamar is whether rezoning this stretch from CMU3 to CMU1 was consistent with the Memphis 3.0 plan. Specifically with a storage unit, storage units are allowed by right in our industrial districts and allowed only by right in our CMU3 district. So I would say the basis behind the reason behind that was we want our storage facilities to be further away from our residential areas. And the district that usually butts up against residential is CMU1. Why is that? There's not a whole lot of eyes on the street, if you will. These are these facilities go through long stretches of time, completely vacant or mostly vacant. And so when you have that kind of use in close proximity to residential uses, you can have a little bit of a friction, whether it's noise, whether it's illegal activities, et cetera.
Isn't that true that a lot of storage facilities are directly related to residential areas? When I think about the ones Winchester, when I start thinking about, they're very close to residential areas. People use it as a second room. They have someplace to store their belongings. So, I mean, I'm just trying to understand. Now, I looked at the site plan. Is it not true that that particular parcel or tract of land used for the storage is off from Lamar? Or would it be actually facing Lamar?
It would be directly next to that new hotel. This is just where Dunn, if you know where Dunn comes out at Lamar, it's across the street from where Dunn is and the new Aldi's, and just north of where Cherokee Bowling used to be.
Okay, but my question is the facility, he said he had plans already. I assume you've seen that or you've interacted with this gentleman before already, prior to today. Is that true?
I highly question how long those plans have been in the possession of the Office of Construction Code Enforcement, because if it doesn't have zoning, they will almost immediately send it back to OPD. And I've never seen those plans or heard about those plans until this conversation.
Okay, that's some of the questions. But let me ask you again. Was the building facing Lamar or would it be facing another street?
This parcel in question has no other street access, so it would have to be right on Lamar. Yes.
Okay, I was trying to look at the site plan. It didn't stay up long, but I thought I saw it behind the hotel. Okay.
It's an L-shaped property.
Okay. And in order for him to get, I mean, if this passes today, he will not be able to build a storage building on there, period.
That is correct, and I would argue he doesn't have that right today.
Why?
Because most of his property is zoned residential, and we certainly don't allow self-storage in residential. So he already has zoning problems.
Okay, so he would have had to get it rezoned anyway in order to proceed with his plan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I thank you for that information. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Hey, thank you very much. Yes, ma'am. I see no other members in the queue. Wave at me if you wish to be recognized.
Carlisle.
Yeah, thank you. I was just going to say, Josh answered. I was going to bring up those points that he was in trouble already based on the zoning. But I just wanted to say that I support Councilwoman Swearingen. When I first saw this, when we were back a long, long time ago, meeting in person, oh, so long ago, how great of an idea I thought this was. And it's great to see all the hard work come to fruition. And I will certainly be supporting this resolution. And I'm excited to see what the future of Lamar can look like. For the general public, we're not saying no to certain uses. What we're saying is there's going to be an extra level of scrutiny. You're going to have to come before public bodies and have the community weigh in, as opposed to being able to build by right. And I think that's critically important when we look at trying to revitalize, and as Councilwoman Swearingen say, make a vibrant corridor. To have community involvement in some form or fashion is important. So I'm very supportive of this, and I thank my colleagues for their work in the matter. With that, I yield back.
Thank you. Council Lady Swearingen,
Yes.
you're recognized.
Thank you, Chair. I have a question for Josh, please. He's still on?
Yeah.
Thank you. His hotel, is that zoned residential where it is at present?
No, the frontage along Lamar of the hotel the entire hotel property, and then part of the self-storage property is in the commercial zoning district.
Okay, I was asking because he wanted to build the storage next to the hotel, and I was just wondering where the separation take place.
Yes, ma'am. The self-storage facility is a L-shaped property that kind of wraps around the hotel property. That makes sense.
And I have one more question for Mr. Kumar. Is that hotel hourly hotel?
Better not be.
Is he still on?
Mr. Kumar, are you still with us?
I can call him quickly if you would like.
Please.
Bryson, give me a call.
One moment.
Councilwoman?
Because we'd like to rid ourselves of those two in our neighborhood.
If I may, Mr. Chairman, Councilwoman Swearingen, we adjusted the zoning code about 20 years ago, and hourly rate hotels are permitted nowhere. And when this body approved that hotel, maybe about 4 years ago, it specifically barred hourly rate. So if it is used as hourly rate, that would represent a zoning violation.
Well, I want you to take a field trip down Lamar between American Way and Democrat.
Yes, we have
something's going on hourly.
So the hourly rate hotel ordinance, I think, was probably about 1996. So remember, zoning can't go back in time, it can only go forward in time. If all the hourly rate hotels that existed before 1996 are legal non-conforming. And so over time, the idea is they'll just run out of steam, but some are not.
Yeah, they're definitely not running out of steam. Also, that problem is on Bellevue between McLemore and Parkway.
Yes.
Councilwoman, I have Mr. Kumar on the line. Would you rephrase the question for me?
Hi, Mr. Kumar. I have a question for you. The hotel that you have at 2996 Lamar, is it hourly hotel or you have?
I'm the architect. I'm not the owner of the property, but my understanding is that that hotel is not an hourly hotel.
He says that it is.
You're not certain.
Okay.
It is not an hourly hotel. I mean, you can see just from the outside, even compared to any other hotels in that area, it's a very quality construction, very nicely managed, and my client never entertained any hourly customer for this hotel.
Okay, I was just asking because it has a lot of traffic. Thank you.
Thank you, council ladies. Seeing no other members in the queue, if you wish to be recognized, wave at me. Seeing none, Swearingen moved it, Colvett seconded. Chair lady, you have the ball.
Thank you. So let's make sure everybody's on the same page. A yes is the recommendation of our Office of Planning and Development, and a no means that you're voting against or for this property to change the zoning. Am I correct? So I can make sure that we're all on the same page. Okay. Madam,
Point of information. Point of information, Madam Chair.
Right.
So a vote in favor of this resolution, everyone, or this zoning, is going to change the comprehensive zoning along Lamar in between Prescott and Bellevue as all the OPD, and a no leaves it the exact same way it is today.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Did you have a question, Councilwoman Logan?
Yes, I was just wanting to make sure I understood. So no means leave it as it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. I yield back.
Okay. Councilman Canale, I see your mic on. Did you have something?
I was ready to vote, Madam Chair.
Okay, thank you. Madam Comptroller, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canale,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvett,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was, yeah.
Smiley,
Yes, ma'am.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, will you please call item number 3?
Item number 3 is an ordinance rezoning the southwest corner of East Shelby Drive and Malone Road containing 10.04 acres in the Conservation, Agriculture, and Commercial Mixed-Use Districts up for third and final reading. This ordinance is sponsored by the Office of Planning and Development. The case number is Z20-06, ordinance number 5758.
Thank you, Vice
My
Chairman.
pleasure.
Thank you. Colleagues, this case was heard in committee. It did receive, we made no recommendation. With that, I move it to the floor.
Second, Carlisle.
And moved properly seconded. Now, we go back to staff questions. On item 3, do anybody have questions of staff? All right. Seeing none, we go, there is no opposition, colleagues. Unanimous land use and OPD recommends approval. Mr. Fay, are you on the line?
Yes, sir, I am.
All right, why don't I go ahead and give me your name, home address, and take a little bit of time, just say what you need to say.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Michael Fay, the Prime Development Group, 7520 Capitol Drive, Germantown, Tennessee, 38138. Ladies and gentlemen, this particular application have received no opposition, as Vice Chairman stated earlier at Land Use Control Board. We did have our virtual neighborhood meeting on June 29th. That meeting went very well and was very cordial. The plan is consistent with Memphis 3.0 comprehensive plan, as well as the intent of UDC. We do want to call to your attention that this is a 36-acre piece of property, and we are carving out just 10 acres to be EMP and EMP. The remaining 26 acres will remain as it is right now with CA, as my client has no plans to develop it. Other than that, Mr. Chairman, we've had no contact with anyone. Everyone that we've spoken with has been in favor of the project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Fay. I see no members in the queue, or raise your hand if you want to be recognized. Seeing none, Colvett moved it, Carlisle seconded. Madam Chairman, you have the ball.
Madam Comptroller, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canale,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvett,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley,
Aye.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, my next item. I need to announce to the council members, I've just got a message that we're going to hold items number 7 and number 8 for 2 weeks. Items 7 and 8 will be held for 2 weeks. Madam Comptroller, will you please call the consent agenda items?
Item number 4 is an ordinance creating the Walk Tourism Development Zone, tourism surcharge, and otherwise providing with respect to the foregoing up for first reading. Ordinance number 5761 is sponsored by the administration. Item number 5 is an ordinance rezoning 580 and 584 Beltline Street containing 0.2 acres located in the residential urban 1 district up for first reading. This ordinance is sponsored by the Office of Planning and Development. The case number is Z20-8, ordinance number 5762. Item number 6 is a notation from the Land Use Control Board that the following case was heard, and there's a recommendation making a request for a public hearing for A, case number PD 20-07, Stratford Plan Development. The date of that public hearing suggested is the next council meeting, September 15th, 2020. Item number 9 on our consent agenda is a resolution approving the final plat for Cordova Ridge Plan Development Phase 12, Shelby County, Tennessee. The contract number is CR 5338. Item number 10 is a resolution approving the engineering plans for Freedom Preparatory Academy Middle High School. The contract number is CR 5339. And Madam Chairwoman, that concludes our consent agenda items.
I need a motion. Thank you. Second.
Second, Carlisle.
Thank you. Councilwoman Logan, are you in the queue?
Yes, Chairwoman. I just wanted to make sure that I heard correctly. Number 9 and number 7 was to be held for 2 weeks, correct?
Go back. I have, I think it's 7 and 8. Is that incorrect?
No, it was 7 and 9.
Okay.
Madam Chairwoman, I am on standby to read the correct item. If that needs to be corrected, please direct me.
Okay. Madam Comptroller, will you please read item number 8 into the record? And we're moving item number 9. We're going to hold that for 2 weeks. Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. Item number 8 on our consent agenda is a resolution approving the engineering plans for Stonebriar Plan Development Phase 11, City County. The contract number is CR-5337. And that concludes our items.
Thank you. I had Councilman Covet to move these items. It was seconded by Councilman Carlisle as corrected. Madam Comptroller, I don't have anyone else in the queue. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali?
Yes.
Carlisle?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Covet?
Yes.
Easter Thomas?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Jones?
Aye.
Logan?
Aye.
Morgan?
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, please call the fiscal consent agenda item with same night minutes being requested on item number 11.
That's a resolution approving the acceptance of grant funds in the amount of $35,000 from the U.S. Soccer Foundation and to appropriate these funds for improvements to soccer mini pitches at Willow, Burt Ferguson, and Geisman Parks. The districts are 5, 2, and Super District 9. This resolution is sponsored by Park Services, and as you said, Madam Chairwoman, there's a request for same night minutes.
Thank you. Second.
Second, Carlisle.
Thank you. Madam Comptroller, I don't see anyone in the queue. Will you please call the roll for the fiscal consent agenda? Madam Comptroller, you there?
Member Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvett,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, will you please call the MLGW fiscal consent agenda?
Item number 12 is a resolution awarding a contract to Mac Papers, Inc. for number 9 utility bill return envelopes in the amount of $87,000. Item number 13 is a resolution awarding a contract to Simon's Industry, Inc. for PSSE Power System Simulation for engineering software licensing in the amount of $91,800. Item number 14 is a resolution approving change number 4 to contract number 10699, Title Plant Access Agreement with Fidelity National Financial, formerly Fidelity National Title Group, in the funded amount of $105,000. And item number 15 is a resolution awarding contract number 12175, Locksmith Services, to Quality Safe and Lock Company, Inc., in the amount of $50,000. Madam Chairwoman, that concludes our MLGW fiscal consent items.
Thank you. Councilman Morgan?
My pleasure.
I move for approval of the MLGW fiscal consent agenda.
Second, Madam Chair, Carlisle.
Thank you. Members, if you have any questions, I see you. Councilwoman Johnson?
Thank you, Chair, so much. Can someone share with me what item number 14 actually is?
Do I have a representative from MLGW on the call?
Yes, Madam Chair, this is Dana Jeans here.
You have the floor.
This is just title insurance on property plant records. This is a change order or renewal of the contract that we have with this company.
Is it for all your properties or the 105,000 really seems low. I'm not understanding.
Yes, ma'am. It's our, it is used when we are acquiring property or easements for installation of our facilities, that we will have this title search type of work done.
Okay. Okay, if it's for title work, I understand title work. I just couldn't understand 105. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to ask.
Okay, thank you. And thank you, Mr. James.
Yes, ma'am.
Madam Comptroller, I don't see any other council members in the queue. Councilman Morgan moved this item. It was seconded by Councilman Carlisle. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colbert,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. This motion passes. Madam Comptroller, please take us to our add-on agenda.
That will take us to item number 31st, and that is a resolution approving a MLG&W claim settlement in the amount of $675,000. This resolution is sponsored by MLG&W Division. There's a request for same night minutes.
Thank you. Councilman Morgan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for approval.
Second.
I don't see any council members in the queue. Madam Comptroller, this item was moved by Councilman Morgan, seconded by Councilman Warren. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colbert,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley,
Aye.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you.
Our next item is number 31 on our add-ons for same night minutes. A resolution transferring funds into the established non-profit organization Advised Fund of the Community Foundation of Greater Memphis in support of a new trust fund for affordable housing in the city of Memphis and HCD Community Development Grants account in the amount of $364,285. All council districts are affected. This resolution is sponsored by the administration. There's a request for same night minutes.
Councilwoman Johnson.
We heard this in committee. It was approved, and I so moved.
Second.
Thank you. Council members, if you have any questions, please identify yourself. Seeing none, Madam Comptroller, this item is moved by Councilwoman Johnson, seconded by Councilman Warren. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Councilmember Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colbert,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Inside business. Like, I wanted a computer site to sell computers.
Councilman
Easter Thomas,
Ford, take your phone off. Thank you.
Yes.
thank you. Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley,
Yes.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That item passes. Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Item 32.
Item number 32 is a resolution appropriating CARES Act CRS proceeds for community-based testing initiatives. This resolution is sponsored by the Finance Division. There is a request for same night minutes.
Thank you. Councilman Jones.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This item came before the Budget Committee. I was approved in committee and I so moved.
Second, Nally.
Thank you. Council members, I don't see anyone in the queue. Madam Comptroller, will you please call the roll on item number 32, moved by Jones, seconded by Canal.
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colbert,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley,
Aye.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren.
Aye.
Thank you. Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, item number 33.
Item number 33 is a resolution acknowledging and celebrating Tuesday, September 1st, 2020 as 901 Day in Memphis, Tennessee. This resolution is sponsored by Chairwoman Patrice Robinson. There's a request for same night minutes.
Thank you. Council Vice Chairman Colbert.
Yes, ma'am. Chair Lady Robinson, you're recognized. Would you like to move it?
Yes, this item is moved.
All right. Moved by Chair Lady Robinson. Who's got a second?
Johnson.
All right. It's been moved by Chair Lady, seconded by Johnson. Do I see any members in the queue? Wave your hands. Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote on item 33, moved by Chair Lady Robinson, seconded by Johnson. Madam Comptroller, call the roll.
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colbert,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
oh, thank you, Logan, Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Madam Comptroller, item number 34.
Item number 34 is a resolution seeking state action to replace local police with state officers patrolling and protecting drivers traveling along Tennessee interstates. This resolution is sponsored by Chairwoman Robinson, Councilman Warren, Councilman Carlisle, Councilman Smiley, and Councilwoman Easter Thomas. There is a request for same night minutes.
Vice Chairman Corbett.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I recognize you to move it.
Thank you. I'd like to move this item. We met at
Second.
committee and it, okay, well, we get it.
It's been moved by Chair Lady Robinson, seconded by Canali. Council Lady Johnson, are you in the queue for this
No.
item? Okay. Seeing no other members in the queue, give me a hand wave if you wish to be recognized. Seeing none, I assume you're ready to vote on item 34, moved by Chair Lady Robinson, seconded by Councilman Canali. Val, call the roll.
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colbert,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan.
Yep.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Thank you. Aye. That motion passes. Madam Comptroller, that concludes our add-ons. Am I correct?
Correct. But it does
Okay.
not conclude same night minute items.
Okay, let's do same night minutes.
That will take us to items 20 through 24, item number 26, and items 30 through 34 on our agenda. Items 20 through 24 are under Finance and Administration on page 10 of the agenda.
Thank you.
And we'll start with item number 20. Chairwoman Robinson?
Yes,
I'm ready when you are.
move forward.
Item number 20 is amended and restated master resolution authorizing the issuance, sale, and payment of bonds secured by revenues of the sanitary sewerage system of the city of Memphis, Tennessee, for the purpose of financing or refinancing certain costs of the sanitary sewerage system of the city of Memphis, Tennessee, and amending, restating, and replacing the master resolution for the sanitary sewerage system adopted on February 24th, 1981, as amended in its entirety, and resolutions in conflict with this amended and restated master resolution. This affects all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the Finance Division. The request for same night minutes, of course.
Thank you. Councilman Smiley.
Madam Chair, the committee may recommend approval, and I so move.
Second.
Was that Dr. Warren?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. I see one person in the queue, Councilman Ford.
Chief Ford, Madam Chair.
I beg your pardon?
Chief Ford.
Okay, Chief Ford, thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Shirley Ford, Chief Financial Officer, City of Memphis. I just wanted to share with you that the State Funding Board did meet on issues related to 20 through 24, and we were approved for all of those. And we have also received favorable ratings, both from S&P and from Moody's on the sewer bond issuance. So I just wanted to share that information with council. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have any other members in the queue? If you raise your hand, make sure I don't miss you. Seeing none, Madam Comptroller, this item was moved by Councilman Smiley, or no, Councilman Warren. Am I correct? Smiley and then Warren seconded?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvette,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, item number 21.
Item number 21 is a resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed 140 million sanitary sewage system revenue bonds of the City of Memphis for the purpose of financing the cost of various improvements, additions, and extensions to the sanitary sewage system of the City of Memphis, Tennessee. This affects all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the Finance Division. There is a request for same night minutes.
Thank you. Councilman Smiley.
Madam Chair, the committee may recommend approval and I so move.
Second, Warren.
Thank you. Madam Comptroller, I don't see anyone in the queue. That item was moved by Councilman Smiley, seconded by Councilman Warren. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvette,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Madam Comptroller, call item number 22.
Item number 22 is a resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed 158 million aggregate principal amount of sanitary sewerage system revenue and revenue refunding bonds, Series 2020B of the City of Memphis, Tennessee, the city, of which the refunding portion shall not exceed 18 million in total aggregate principal amount for the purpose of financing various improvements, additions, and extensions to the city sanitary sewerage system and refunding all or a portion of the city sanitary sewerage system revenue refunding bonds, Series 2013, and sanitary sewerage system revenue bonds, Series 2010B, This affects all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the Finance Division. There's a request for same night minutes.
Thank you.
My
Councilman-
pleasure.
Councilman
Madam-
Smile,
Okay, Madam Chair, the committee may recommend approval, and I so move.
thank you.
Warren.
Madam Comptroller, I don't see anyone in the queue. Councilman Smiley moves this item, seconded by Dr. Warren. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvette,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye, that motion passes. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 23.
Item number 23 is a resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed 156 million sanitary sewerage system revenue bonds of the city of Memphis, Tennessee, pursuant to the Local Government Public Obligations Act of 1986, being Title 9, Chapter 21 of the Tennessee Code, annotated for the purpose of financing the cost of various improvements, additions, and extensions to the sanitary sewerage system of the city of Memphis. This affects all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the Finance Division. There's a request for same night minutes.
Thank you. Councilman Smiley.
Madam Chair, the committee met recommending approval, and I so move.
Thank you. Madam Comptroller, I don't see anyone in the at this time. Item number 23 was moved by Councilman Smiley, seconded by Councilman Warren. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvette,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley,
Aye.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. Thank you. That motion passes. Madam Comptroller, will you call item number 24?
Item number 24 is a resolution authorizing the issuance of not to exceed 156 million aggregate principal amount of a series of sanitary sewerage system revenue bonds of the city of Memphis, Tennessee, for the purpose of financing improvements, additions, and extensions to the city's sanitary sewerage system. This affects all council districts. This resolution is sponsored by the Finance Division. There's a request for same night minutes.
Thank you. Councilman Smiley.
Madam Chair, the committee may recommend approval, and I so move.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Warren. Council members, if you have questions, make sure you notate that in the chat. Madam Comptroller, I don't see anyone in the queue. Will you please call the roll for item number 24, moved by Councilman Smiley, seconded by Dr. Warren?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvette,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley,
Aye.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye, that motion passes. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, I think this is our last item for request for same night minutes, number 26.
Item number 26 is a resolution approving the Youth Services Training Program. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Easter Thomas. There's a request for same night minutes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Easter Thomas.
The committee met under the chair of Councilwoman Swearingen, and recommend approval, and I'd like to motion to move it.
Second.
Thank you. Was that Councilman Smiley?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I don't see any members in the queue. This item was moved by Councilwoman Easter Thomas and seconded by Councilman Smiley. Madam Comptroller, please call the roll.
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvette,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan, Smiley,
Yes, ma'am.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye, that motion passes. Thank you. Staff, I just want to make sure before I move on, have I gotten all the items up for same night?
I think we did 2 and we did 11. And that answer would be yes, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you. Madam
You're welcome.
Controller, we're going to our regular agenda. Will you please call 16?
Item, excuse me. Item number 16 is appointments. Blight Authority of Memphis, reappointment Emily Trenholm. Civilian Law Enforcement Review Board, reappointment Dr. David Acey, Nick Gregorgos, Sandeep Pednikar, Dr. June Chin Jointer.
Thank you, Madam Comptroller. Councilman Carlisle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met, recommends approval, and I so move.
Second.
Thank you. I don't see any members of the council in the queue. This item was moved by Councilman Carlisle, seconded by Canali. Madam Comptroller, please call the roll.
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle, Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvette, Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
No.
Smiley,
Aye.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, will you please call item number 17?
Point of order, Madam Chair, we're holding that item.
Okay, I'm sorry. Thank you. Madam Comptroller, please call item number 18.
Item number 18 is an ordinance amending chapters 2 and 12 of the City of Memphis Code of Ordinances so as to update the Code of Ordinances related to street, park, and place names up for third and final reading. Ordinance number 5759 is sponsored by Councilwoman Easter Thomas.
Thank you. Councilman Smiley.
Madam Chair, the committee met and I guess take whatever action this body deems advisable. And I so move.
Thank you. Need a
Jones,
second?
second. Jones.
Okay. Do I have any council members in the queue? I see
Yes.
Councilman Carlisle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Excuse me, colleagues. Weather out there is getting me. I had a couple questions. I know we probably should have had this maybe one more time in committee, so I apologize. We're here at the last minute. This ordinance in Councilwoman East Thomas, bear with me here, in a couple of sections on our documents, page 36, I guess it's section 2 and 3, it strikes out chapter 9.10 of the UDC, which has the process for the land use control board, and basically says it'll come to the city council, right? So the ultimate authority is with the council, but there is no process that's been put in place after this naming committee is, so we have a committee that's in session right now, right, through the end of the year, but there's no process after that. So if somebody brings forth a subdivision or whatever, there's no process that's in place, no application, no review, all the things that are in section 9.10 of the UDC. What is the plan for naming or evaluation or technical review or any of those things that the Land Use Control Board and OPD do today once this ordinance is in effect?
Councilwoman.
Can I respond, Chair? Councilman Carlisle, for the purpose of this change to the ordinance, it is particularly just for street names that are already there. So the Land Use Control Board has a process for new subdivisions, which already comes to council. This is directly impacting street names that are already there. For example, what's outside of my door, McLean Boulevard. So that when we get recommendations from the street name park place name change committee, which everyone gave their recommendations for, we don't have to go through the tumultuous process of going through the Land Use Control Board and then have the possibility of, one, those suggestions taking a while for implementation, but also probably being thrown back at us and then having the process just be constantly tedious. So it's just for the aspect of that committee. As far as subdivisions and everything that you named, they already have that process in there. Those new streets come to us anyway. Per the ordinance, how it's written.
Sorry, I think I got what you're saying. So everything that is new, that everything that is created an well, so yeah, all right, I got you. Everything that's existing today, your average street, Poplar, Walnut Grove, is going to be under review of the committee, and then we'll have recommendations. But if somebody wants to change a street name 2 years from now, is it just done via discussion of the council? Like, hey, I come forward and I want to change the name of Poplar to Tuesday Avenue. What's the process for us? I mean, is it just done through ordinance and we'll debate it?
The process is still the same as a citizen could submit an application and go through their process with Land Use Control Board. Council also has the option to hear that independently. So that would be a council.
So that's what I'm asking about. So I think we're on the same page. So basically, everything that's in 9.10 kind of stays the same, except for instead of it goes from the planning director and review to the city council and not to the land use control board. It comes straight to the council. Is that right?
Correct.
Okay. All right. That's what I wanted to make sure. I saw how it struck it and okay, we're on the same page. And then does it make sense to have this go in effect? What do you want to have happen between today and the street naming committee's report in June? Is it June, July? So next year. We'll say next year. Do you want to have this go in effect today, or do you want to have this go in effect when that board's ready to move, so that any sort of land or name change that may come out in between goes through the current process versus skipping the process?
I'd rather for it to go ahead and happen today so that everything is already in place, so that when the committee does come forth, we don't have extra hoops to jump through to go ahead and get it done.
All right. I think the body is for this. I think I'm okay with it. I will say one more time for the record that I do have concerns about this turning into more of a political hot potato with certain items down the road. And I know I said this last time, and Councilman Jones said they're appointed, therefore they are political. I'd be careful, because I would say that then that applies to CLRB, and we don't want CLRB to be a political body, and we don't want MATA to be a political body. But I will support my colleague in this endeavor. But I do want to say that I've got some concerns that even if we are not around, that this turns into a political hot potato. And I'm sitting here wondering, it's like, well, then why have land use control board in the first place? But Councilwoman East Thomas, I'm going to support you today, but I want my concerns out there. With that, I yield back.
Thank you. Councilman Morgan.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. It sounds like Councilman Carla and I are kind of struggling with the same questions. In that we are a political body. It was that way before we got here. It's that way now. It'll be that way after we're gone. And I think it would be my preference, if you put it to me and you had me, you made me give a yes or no answer, which is what this vote is. I think it would be my preference for the land use control board to continue to handle this us. It's not I don't think it's a big question one way or the other, and it could be all right. It's just going to depend on case by case, and we don't have any of those cases in front of us right now. So I think my preference is, while we have the land use control board and they are taking over some responsibilities for us like this, I think we ought to get some use out of them. So today I'm a no vote, but it's a soft no vote. And it may not matter all that much in the long run. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Councilman Canale.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My only concern, and I said this when we first discussed this, is that this could become very political, and this body changes every 4 years. And we could find ourselves in the process of renaming streets on a regular basis, which would become very burdensome for the administration. And I believe we could end up spending too much time on this item. So I'm of the opinion that we should leave it with the Land Use and Control Board. I supported the committee to look at all the namings, but I think we ought to leave that to them. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. I don't see anyone else in the queue. Madam Comptroller, will you please call the roll on item 18?
Councilmember Canale?
No.
Carlisle?
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colbert?
Yes.
Easter Thomas?
Yes.
Ford?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan, Smiley,
Yes, ma'am.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Comptroller, please call item number 19.
Item number 19 is an ordinance amending Chapter 30, Article 3 of the Code of Ordinances, City of Memphis, by amending the last paragraph in Section 30-39 as it now appears and substituting a new paragraph of Section 30-39 to require persons eligible for the Police Reserve Program be reviewed by internal audit annually and shall require documentation of the number of duty hours worked annually. Up for third and final reading, ordinance number 5760 is sponsored by Councilman Canali.
Carlisle.
Councilman Carlisle.
Thank you. Councilman
Thank you.
Carlisle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met and recommends approval, and I so move.
Second.
Jones, second.
Okay, thank you. Madam Comptroller, I don't see anyone in the queue. Will you please call the roll on item number 19? It was moved by Carlisle, seconded by Jones.
Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Covet,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Control, I think that carries us over to item number 25.
I am in agreement. Item number 25 is a resolution urging Tennessee congressional leaders to improve the equity and effectiveness in the Community Development Block Grant Award allocation formula to restore the needed funds to better support the City of Memphis. This resolution is sponsored by Councilman Carlisle.
Thank you. Councilwoman Johnson.
Yes. Sheriff Robinson, the committee met, and we saw this item with favor, and I so move.
Thank you. Second.
Second, Carlisle.
Okay. I see one person in the queue, Councilman Carlisle.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Colleagues, I just wanted to say that how much I appreciate the support on this resolution, and also to the members of the press and to the public that have picked this story up and ran with it. This is the kind of attention that we need to draw to some of the issues where Memphis isn't getting its fair share in resources, and wanted to thank our local Congressman Cohen for stating that he's going to sponsor legislation at the federal level to entice HUD and the rest of Congress to change the formula so that Memphis can get its fair share of resources. And so I wish him the best of luck in that endeavor, and we are certainly supporting and watching. And I want to thank all of you for your support. With that, I yield back, Madam Chair.
Thank you. My screen just went away. Do I have any other members in the queue?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Madam Comptroller, this item was moved by Councilwoman Johnson, seconded by Councilman Carlisle. Will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvett,
Yes.
Easter Thomas, Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley,
Yes.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. Thank you. That motion passed. Madam Comptroller, will you please call item number 27?
Item number 27 is a resolution authorizing approval of the use of pilot rents for payments of indebtedness with respect to redevelopment of the walk and otherwise providing with respect to the foregoing. This resolution is sponsored by the administration.
Thank you, Councilman Ford.
He's on mute.
Committee may recommend approval. I so move. Second,
Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Good morning.
Thank you. I have a question by Councilwoman Easter Thomas.
Thank you, Chairwoman. I was just saying on the last item, to please put me down as yes.
Okay, thank you. Did you get
Thank
that,
you.
Madam Controller? Madam Comptroller?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Colvett,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley,
Aye.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye, that motion passes. Madam Comptroller, I was trying to get your attention to make sure that you got Councilwoman Easter Thomas' aye on item number 26.
Yes, Madam Chairwoman, I do have a.
Item 25, Chairwoman.
Item number
Item
25,
25.
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
I have a unanimous vote on item number 25 recorded.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And item number 27 has just passed. Item
And
number
yes,
20
ma'am, unanimously.
Thank you. Item number
You're
28,
welcome.
Comptroller.
Item number 28 is a resolution encouraging Governor Bill Lee to suspend eviction proceedings for the duration of the COVID-19 pandemic. This resolution is sponsored by Councilwoman Logan.
Councilman Canali.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met, recommends approval, and I so move.
Second.
Thank you. I don't see any council members in the queue. Madam Comptroller, will you please call the roll on item number 28?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvett,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley,
Yes, ma'am.
Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Item number 29.
Item number 29 is a resolution authorizing a pocket park by extending the temporary partial street restriction of Mimosa Street at Highland Street for 12 months. This resolution is sponsored by Councilman Canali and Councilman Warren.
Councilman Smiley.
Madam Chair, the committee met, I believe recommended approval. And I so move.
Thank you. Seconded by Dr. Warren. I don't see any members in the queue. Madam Comptroller, will you please call the roll?
Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvette,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Thank you. Council members, please check your email for same night minutes. Councilman Covet, will you please read the same night minutes into the record?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Colleagues, I reviewed items 2, 11, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26, 30, 31, 32, 33, and 34. Find them to be in order and move their adoption.
Second.
Thank you. I don't see any council members in the queue. Staff, do we have everything there? I don't see anybody flagging me. Madam Comptroller, please call the roll on same night minutes.
Thank you, Chairwoman Robinson. May I confirm if you did say 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24? Did?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilmember Canali,
Yes.
Carlisle,
Yes.
Vice Chairman Colvette,
Yes.
Easter Thomas,
Yes.
Ford,
Yes.
Johnson,
Yes.
Jones,
Aye.
Logan,
Aye.
Morgan,
Yes.
Smiley, Swearingen,
Aye.
Warren,
Aye.
Chairwoman Robinson.
Aye. That motion passes. Vice Chairman Covet, it is now time for public comments. Will you please read those cards?
Don't. I know y'all can barely contain your enthusiasm. I can clearly tell. It's that time. And always remember, if you have a problem, you feel faint, we have attendants on hand should you feel not being able to contain it all. Our first letter comes from alert reader Joe Kent. Hadn't seen him in a while. 5111 Flamingo. He writes, and I just read this stuff. Well, I have been recently entertained by the Falwell Freak Show in Memphis. The elitists are scrambling to establish a catch-all government consolidation narrative. The former requires referendum while providing legislative cover for what can be done today in consolidating and reforming the redundant and inefficient economic development function. And the University of Memphis is asserting a systemic racism initiative without referencing the document local corporate elitism doctrine. This comes as they support a 75, thanks for the timing, supports a 75% abatement on the Poplar Plaza project involving one of the more valuable real estate locations in the city that loses taxpayers $2 million. The loss occurs on the back of a majority Black community in need. Clearly, supporting this abatement at this location U of M does not believe in Memphis. The support of the former follows $26 million in local U of M supported funding that included the bullying of Memphis taxpayers out of $3 million for an elitist $19 million tennis center awarded by the previous council without hearing competitive proposals. So much for yet another elitist and sham systemic racism initiative. These U of M community initiatives are joke failures in Sparks' Memphis economy. Public Safety Institute of Public Service Reporting, leaving the U of M with no real credibility. And on a bright note, we have seen movement by an unnamed corporation under pilot to increase starting wages by 36% that came as a result of my taxpayer advocacy, as you, the press, and all the social justice advocacy organizations sat publicly silent. But this corporation still owes the city about $1 million in back pilot payments. Don't kid yourself. The Memphis decline is authored by a racially diverse public-private complex that feeds on a majority Black community in need. Next. Lucille Catron of 1009 Grand Street writes to us, thank you, Chairwoman Patrice Robinson and Council for giving me the opportunity to speak on behalf of Diane Glasper, a valued former employee of Beale Street Management. Ms. Glasper has been on Beale Street for 37 years. First as a business Beale, what she said, and the last 27 years has been with management on Beale. Ms. Glasper was terminated 1 week ago without any former knowledge or reason. Ms. Glasper's value and worth to the tenants on Beale is irreplaceable. Ms. Glasper is the only liaison business owners have on Beale when it comes to critical information such as the leases, events, business owners' responsibilities, equitable solutions, truth and fairness, regardless of skin color, which is a major issue on Beale. Some leases are questionable as to why they are not being renewed. The Beale Street leases is just one of the areas of her expertise which she has been handling for over 20 years. Maybe they didn't like her asking questions about the leases. Example, Tater Red's, a white business owner, roof had been leaking for 5 years. He was told by Beale Street Management leadership that he was responsible for fixing the roof. Council, 5 years. Upon finally talking with Ms. Glasper, Tater Red was informed he was not responsible for fixing the roof per his lease agreement, and Beale Street Management was responsible to fix his roof. Within days, his roof was repaired after the truth was exposed. There are new hires with DMC and Beale Street Management. Both is under the same umbrella, but Ms. Glasper is the chosen one for termination. Ms. Diane asked John Shivers, her boss, and Jennifer Oswald if she could be placed in another position, even if it was part-time, and was told no. Ms. Glasper could effectively and efficiently operate and or manage Beale Street Management solely on her own in every titled capacity if she had ever been given the opportunity. Why terminate Ms. Glasper, yet leave John Shivers, Beale Street Management's newly hired assistant of what, in place behooves me. Beale Street Management and Downtown Memphis Commission are not renewing African-American leases on Beale. It's Lou's, Blue Note, and Bar and Grill, Withers Museum, Tri-State Defender newspaper. I am kept in litigation by the city, a fraudulently documented, purportedly signed by my husband while in a coma, giving our master lease back to the city. Now they have terminated the only professional real job title of an African-American on Beale. Please don't forget there are no African-American members, business owners. I'm asking council, please investigate and save Ms. Glasper's job. Danny Livingston writes to us from 393 Vescovo saying, I would like to voice my opinion against renaming our city streets. Street names to many people are landmarks that have been used for years. These are necessary landmarks for some of our older citizens. Having names for partial streets may confuse visitors to our city, and some may send the wrong message to others. Some people have stated that some street names are offensive in nature, but who shall be the judge of whether a name is offensive? There can be a financial burden placed on individuals and businesses that are already hurting if street names are changed. Business paperwork of all kinds will have to be changed in order to mirror the name change. I do not believe that changing street names for a mostly symbolic gesture serves the greater good. I appreciate your taking the time to consider my position. Madam Chairman, that ends our letters to the council, and I move to recess.
Second. Madam Chair, you're muted.
She said we can go.
Thank you. Who has second? Okay, thank you, Carlisle. Council members, this takes us to the end of our meeting. I know you all don't want to go. We have been for weeks now staying to 7, 8, and 9 o'clock. I know you're not ready to go, but I am about to recess this meeting.
No.
No one else. This meeting is now in recess. Thank you.
Good night, Madam Chairwoman.
Not everybody. Good work today, everybody.